A doctor, a businessman, a respected public figure. His public image? Well polished, reliable, knowledgeable. But behind that mask, he was an architect of death. He didn't just kill, he built a system and called it a business. He manipulated insurance, anatomy labs, even his own victims. He turned murder into commerce. This is the story of another doctor of death, Herman Webster Mudgett, the man you probably know as H.H. Holmes. He was born in Gilmanton, New Hampshire in 1861. He was a smart kid, quiet, observant, but already different. He studied anatomy. He learned how to pose a body, alter a wound, stage a scene. With that knowledge, insurance scams quickly became his side hustle. He moved around from New York to Pennsylvania before finally settling in Chicago. In 1886, he adopted a new name, H.H. Holmes. He found work as a pharmacist until the owner of the store mysteriously vanished. Holmes claimed she had moved to California. Then he bought the property across the street, and on that corner, he built a hotel. Because in 1893, Chicago was hosting the World's Columbian Exposition, a massive event that drew over 27 million visitors to the city. For Holmes, it was the perfect hunting ground. Holmes's hotel was finished just in time. It was a 3-story building. Shops occupied the first floor. Guest rooms and office spaces were located above. Locals started calling it the Castle. Holmes placed ads offering jobs. He hired young women. Many of them were never seen again. According to Holmes, they had moved, eloped, or simply found work somewhere else. His hotel filled up, and so did his basement, because this wasn't just a hotel, it was his playground. He constantly redesigned the layout to serve his darkest intentions. Contractors only worked in sections. No one ever saw the full floor plan. Some rooms were rigged with hidden gas lines. He could flip a switch and silently suffocate someone inside. Others were soundproof chambers with trapdoors that dropped victims straight to the basement. And down there, chemical vats, dissection tables, a personal furnace. He built it like a machine, efficient, silent. No witnesses, check in and vanish. A streamlined system for death. After the fair ends, Holmes leaves Chicago, but his murderous scheme doesn't stop there. Until Benjamin Pitezel came into the picture, Holmes's business partner. He reels him into one of his insurance schemes. The plan? Fake Benjamin's death and split the payout. But Holmes never intended to split anything. He kills him for real, using chloroform, and collects the money himself. Then it gets worse. Holmes takes custody of Pitezel's 3 children, Alice, Nellie, and Howard. He tells their mother, Carrie, that he's moving them around for safety, that she'll see them again soon. He even has her follow them city to city, thinking she's reuniting with her family, but she never will. Holmes kills all 3 children. Howard's body is found burned inside a fireplace in a rented house in Indianapolis. Alice and Nellie, he packs their bodies into a trunk and buries them in the cellar of a house in Toronto. During this time, Holmes is already a hot trail. Authorities realize Pitezel didn't fake his death. He was murdered, burned alive with chemicals poured on his face to hide the identity. And Holmes had been traveling with 3 of his children. But now the children are missing. That sets off alarms. On November 17, 1894, Holmes is arrested in Boston. At first, it's for insurance fraud, but he's traveling alone, no children. That's when police start retracing his steps. They search the homes he rented in Indianapolis, Detroit, and Toronto, and what they find leads them to the children's gruesome fate. The investigation expands. Authorities turn their attention to his hotel in Chicago. They begin connecting the dots, tracing missing persons, reviewing blueprints, and searching every room. What they uncover is overwhelming. Hidden chambers, a room rigged with gas lines, soundproof vaults, dissection tables, acid vats, and human remains. Eventually, Holmes confesses to 27 murders, but some of the people he named were still alive, completely unaware they'd even been listed. Investigators tracked them down, realizing Holmes had either lied, lost track, or inflated the count to boost his image. He likely padded the numbers just to seem more infamous. He also refuses legal counsel and chooses to represent himself. A classic narcissist move. Yep, you heard that right. Under US law, anyone can represent themselves in court, as long as they're mentally competent. Even notorious criminals have done it. Ted Bundy, for example, acted as his own attorney during parts of his murder trials, but it's almost always a bad idea. Most who try it are either overconfident, distrustful of lawyers, or obsessed with control. Holmes, likely all three. So there he stood, defending himself in court. Confident, calculated, but the cracks showed fast. His story kept shifting. And the jury? They saw right through the act and saw the monster behind the mask. Holmes was sentenced to death by hanging on May 7, 1896 at Moyamensing Prison in Philadelphia. While awaiting execution, he kept busy. He wrote memoirs, sold confessions to newspapers. Sometimes he bragged, other times he denied everything. When the moment finally came, he had little to say. He walked to the gallows with unsettling calm, but the execution didn't go smoothly. The rope failed to snap his neck. He hung there, twitching, for 15 to 20 minutes before he finally died. It was as if the rope made him feel, just for a moment, what his victims had felt. There's no denying it. H. Holmes had a brilliant mind, but it was twisted, far beyond measure. Used differently, that mind could have built legacies. People might have looked up to him. But instead, he was a killer, a con artist, a master manipulator, an architect of death. He built a hotel, not to host, but to hunt. A murder house disguised as a place of business. He conned strangers out of their money, lured victims in with charm, and made others do his dirty work without them even knowing. A chilling reminder of how far someone can go when no one's paying attention. The paper says so. Hopefully this scratched that morbid curiosity of yours. And if this story messed with your head, good, because sometimes the truth really is stranger and way darker than fiction. And the craziest part, there are more people like him out there. So if you're curious, don't forget to subscribe for more.